Today on RMU-Live, the City of Pittsburgh announces that its workers' medical plan will allow them to have gender reassignment surgery. And a teacher is attacked in the City of Pittsburgh. And finally, a female will be the New Zealand Prime Minister. All of that and more today on RMU-Live.
Welcome to RMU Live. Today is October 20th, 2017. My name is Reagan Check.
And I'm Nick Hedrick. Here's what's happening now. The City of Pittsburgh announced this week that they will be including gender reassignment surgery in their medical plan. This announcement came on Wednesday at a human rights campaign. The city was also involved in a diversity study and scored a perfect 100.
Early Thursday morning in Findlay Township, the fire chief announced that everyone escaped a house fire despite there being no working fire detectors in the home. A witness who happened to be passing by knocked on the door of the home on Oak Moss Drive to alert the people inside.
A Pittsburgh teacher was arrested for an attack on another teacher. Dishonta Williams followed teacher Janice Watkins home after she left Pittsburgh King K-8. Williams believed Watkins harmed her daughter for using a cell phone, so she followed her home. Williams turned herself in on Wednesday of this week.
Now here is Gage Golding, who's going to tell us about Uber's new Fake City project.
Behind me might look like a big pile of rubble in an open field with a really tall privacy fence. But to Uber, the ride-hailing giant, behind here lays Monologue, their secret city that they built just to train their humanless self-driving cars.
Uber's fake city Monologue is built on grounds where Pittsburgh's last standing steel mill, the LTV Coke and Steel Mill, once stood. The fake city, which consists of roads, roundabouts, stop signs, stop lights, and cars, sits on 42 acres of land in the Hazelwood neighborhood of Pittsburgh. Uber recently did ask the Hazelwood Zoning Board for permission to expand the city an additional 13,000 square feet. Also included in the Hazelwood complex is training centers for their human monitors, who sit in the vehicles and monitor every move that the cars make.
Uber hasn't quite yet perfected the self-driving car. Now, they do cars out with human monitors in downtown and the Pittsburgh neighborhoods of the Strip District, Bloomfield, Shadyside, Southside, Oakland, and Squirrel Hill. But they still have human monitors inside just to make sure that nothing goes wrong with these robo-cars. Reporting outside of Monologue, Uber's fake city in Hazelwood, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
Thank you, Gage. We still await to see the future of Uber's self-driving cars.
An injured service dog was returned home after it received some help from the staff at the Pittsburgh International Airport. The dog's name was Huey, and he hurt his leg during an event in Pittsburgh. The staff then got Huey ice and made sure he was comfortable for his flight back home.
Here is Gage Golding on the update of the murder of Pitt student Alina Shiket.
October 8th, a University of Pittsburgh student, 20-year-old Alina Shiket, was killed in her Oakland apartment here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
21-year-old Matthew Darby was arrested in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on October 12th after attempting to break into somebody's home.
Darby is already facing rape charges in a separate case earlier this year in Indiana County. Now, a 17-year-old female and her mother came to police in Elizabeth in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, claiming that Darby raped her just days before he killed Alina Shiket here in Oakland.
Pittsburgh police report that Darby entered Shiket's home on Cable Place in Oakland through a basement window where he took a hammer and knives, which he later used to kill Shiket. Pittsburgh police recovered a hammer and 2 knives from the sewer grate at Semple in Uri Street.
Police do have to drive to South Carolina to bring Darby to Pittsburgh to face charges related to this murder. But first, Darby has to face charges of loitering and suspicious activity in South Carolina before he can be brought to Pittsburgh. Reporting in Oakland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
Thanks, Gage. Darby is currently in county jail in South Carolina waiting to be brought to Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh's Homewood neighborhood, DeWitt Harrell Jr. left his 2-year-old daughter in the car while he went to a nightclub. According to officers on foot patrol, the little girl was found sleeping on a white towel, her head by a gas can in the back of a Land Rover parked near the Serenity nightclub. At the time, it was only 55 degrees out and the car was not running. He was charged with child endangerment and resisting arrest.
Kenny Chesney announced that he will play a show in Pittsburgh next year. Here's Gage Golding with more.
Pittsburgh concert goers and country music fans alike will be excited to hear that Kenny Chesney will be back in town at Heinz Field on June 2nd, 2018 on his 2018 World Tour, A Trip Around the Sun.
The last time Chesney was in Pittsburgh was in 2016 for his No Shoes Nation tour.
Alongside Chesney in 2018 will be country music stars Thomas Rhett, Old Dominion, and breakthrough artist Brandon Lay.
City officials are working hard to ensure the safety of all guests. Some policies that have changed this year are deciding on when lots will open for tailgating. Pittsburgh police would have discretion in deciding when too many cars have lined up outside to open the lots if there are any traffic hazards. In addition to Pittsburgh police, support will be from the Allegheny County Police, Pennsylvania State Police, and the city's own new horseback police. The City of Pittsburgh Operations Director Guy Costa said in a statement, quote, "To be clear, we want people to come to Pittsburgh and have a good time. We want them to drink responsibly, and we want them to clean up."
The last time Chesney was in town was in 2016 on his No Shoes Nation tour. He played here at Heinz Field. Now, the biggest Pittsburgh concert goers and country music fans alike will be excited to hear that Kenny Chesney will be back in town at Heinz Field on June 2nd, 2018 on his 2018 World Tour, A Trip Around the Sun.
The last time Chesney was in Pittsburgh was in 2016 for his No Shoes Nation tour.
Alongside Chesney in 2018 will be country music stars Thomas Rhett, Old Dominion, and breakthrough artist Brandon Lay.
City officials are working hard to ensure the safety of all guests. Some policies that
the city of Pittsburgh is already buzzing about this concert. And be sure to tune into our other shows, RMU Live on Mondays and Fridays at 1 p.m., Sports Talk in the Berg on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m., and Colonial Sports Center Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. here on RMU-TV. And coming up next on RMU Live, an Alabama man is executed.
And the White House Chief of Staff finds himself in hot water.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
An Alabama man was put to death Thursday as a result of him murdering a cop in 1997. The man, whose name is Tory Twain McNabb, cussed out the state of Alabama and raised both his middle fingers as the lethal injection process began. His attorneys attempted to stop this from happening, that is, several times, but were unsuccessful.
White House Chief of Staff John Kelly has been under fire recently for allegedly criticizing Congresswoman Frederica Wilson for taking credit for securing funding for an FBI field office 2 years ago. Kelly commented about Wilson after she negatively commented about President Donald Trump while on the phone with a family member of a fallen soldier.
After 9 months of silence regarding politics, former President Barack Obama went to campaign in Virginia. Obama was campaigning for Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam, who was a candidate for governor in Virginia. He also accused Republican Ed Gillespie of fear-mongering. Obama never mentioned President Trump by name, but did make some harsh comments in reference to him. And Laura Ellis, who is a music professor at Florida, decided to play Let Every Voice Sing as white supremacist Richard Spencer took the stage to speak. This song is known as the Black National Anthem and was played to show a sign of unity. There were also protesters at the school as well. The protests were mostly peaceful, and there were only 2 arrests made.
37-year-old Jacinda Ardern, leader of the Labour Party, will take over for Prime Minister Bill English in New Zealand, ending the centre-right National Party's 9-year grip on power. Ardern has made a remarkable rise for becoming the Labour's youngest leader ever just a few months ago.
A Syrian general who is accused of killing an American journalist is reportedly dead. The general, whose name is Issam Zahreddin, allegedly died after his car hit a landmine. He also fought against ISIS, but is accused of shelling reporter Marie Colvin to death in 2012.
Russian President Vladimir Putin was presumed favored to win a 6-year term in March after a message of renewal on Thursday, but he failed to deliver the news that everyone has been waiting to hear, whether he will seek re-election. Putin mentions that next president could possibly be female. This after Ksenia Sobchak, the daughter of Putin's political mentor, announced her candidacy.
North Korea issued a threat to the United States this week. They said they would launch an unimaginable airstrike on the United States. This comes after President Trump threatened to totally destroy North Korea. North Korea also made this threat after the United States and South Korea practiced military exercises off the Korean peninsula.
An Afghan army unit was almost completely wiped out after a Taliban attack that is becoming one of the group's deadliest tactics. They pack vehicles with explosives and drive them into military and police compounds. 43 soldiers out of 60 were killed in this attack. Only 2 were found unhurt, 9 were wounded, and 6 were missing.
The Defense Secretary, James Mattis, stated that the United States military does not leave soldiers behind. This comment comes after the body of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was found 48 hours after his unit was attacked by ISIS. Mattis continued and stated that every soldier's life is critical and that every troop is honored.
General Electric's third quarter earnings were a reminder of the work that lays ahead as the new CEO embarks to turn the company around. The earnings fell short as the profits were weighed down by restructuring costs. After taking out the charges, General Electric earned 29 cents per share from continuing operations in the third quarter. PayPal users in the United States will now be able to send and receive payments over Facebook Messenger. This also includes a service bot for handling questions and requests for help. Last year, Facebook and PayPal announced their deepening relationship today. For 2.5 million users have linked their PayPal to Messenger.
Pittsburgh residents were in for a surprise when they opened up the Facebook app earlier this week. Here's Gage Golding with more.
From Pittsburgh and other central and western Pennsylvania locations logged into their Facebook accounts on Wednesday, October 18th, they might have realized something was a little bit wrong. When you logged in, Facebook said, "Welcome to Philadelphia," and for certain, they were still here in Pittsburgh.
On Wednesday, when Facebook users opened their app on their phones, they were met with a message that said, "Welcome to the city of Philadelphia." Although the location glitch did not affect the app's performance, it did cause quite a stir on social media. Twitter account This Is Philly tweeted out, "For a few brief shining moments this morning, Pittsburgh got to live the dream." MV tweeted out a picture of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia cast, saying suspects apprehended in Facebook hack that has everyone from Pittsburgh living in Philadelphia for some reason. At Always Sunny is busted. And Bobby Cherry tweeted out, "Hey Facebook, get it together. I am not in Philadelphia. I am in Pittsburgh. You know where Stanley Cups are won."
The social media technology giant Facebook did acknowledge that there was a bug, and they cited it as their advanced location services causing the issue. They fixed it later that day, but people did take a storm on social media. Reporting from Mount Washington in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
And thanks again to Gage Golding for that story.
It has been 2 years since the first Amazon Echo was made. Since then, 6 more have been added to the Echo family. The newest Echo, Alexa, has become more compact and affordable since the first Echo. Google has now entered the competition with Home, giving Amazon a run for its money. And for all the news you could possibly need regarding RMU sports and arts and entertainment, be sure to check out rmucenturymedia.com. Coming up after the break, weather forecaster Tyler Schlendorn will be in our weather center with a look at this weekend's forecast.
And our sports anchor Matt Simkovic will cover RMU and Pittsburgh sports when we come back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Welcome back to RMU Live. My name is Matt Simkovic, and now it's time to get into sports. This weekend is a huge weekend for RMU sports to welcome all the parents and families to campus, and tonight is busy to say the least. The men's hockey team has their home opener against Army West Point tonight at 7:05. Volleyball plays LIU Brooklyn. Women's soccer plays Farley Dickinson. The men's soccer team plays St. Francis Brooklyn, and women's hockey plays Brown tomorrow at 1. Volleyball plays against St. Francis Brooklyn also tomorrow, and our football team plays Sacred Heart on Sunday. In Pittsburgh sports, the Steelers have a game against the Bengals on Sunday, which is going to be a big rivalry game. The Steelers are currently sitting at 4-2 and still leading the AFC North, and the Bengals are 2-3 and third in the AFC North. The Penguins also play the Florida Panthers tonight as they look to improve their ranking, moving up from third in the Metropolitan Division where they currently sit. Let's check how the weekend weather is looking with Tyler Schlendorn.
Thanks, Matt. And now let's take a look at today's weather. As you can see, it's going to be a high 73, the low 78 for today. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's weather. As you can see, we're looking at the same weather tomorrow. It's a high 77, and also looks like we're going to be in 82 as of a couple years ago. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. As you can see, we're looking at mostly the 70s this week, with Tuesday being a very cold day and rainy, and it's also looking like it's going to be very cold throughout the rest of the week as well, as we're looking at a high of 55 and a low of 39. Makes sure on Monday and Tuesday you bundle up tight, and you also bring an umbrella with you. Now, let's send it back to the desk.
And that's all we have for RMU Live.
We will see you next week. Have a great day.